Hey guys, what is up? We missed you so much.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of What My Sis Said podcast.
Yes.
Today's episode is a little serious.
We are going to be grown in this episode.
We kind of made it a point to have more fun on here. You guys know like the whole new season. We took your advice from the last one and people just want like fun, banter. But
we also got to talk finances.
We also got to talk about real shit, guys.
We're sisters, you know? Like,
and when you sit with your girlfriends, it's not all just fun and games. Like we talk
serious
about
sometimes.
We talk about real stuff too.
Yeah.
So as you guys can tell by the episode title, we're going to talk about how to be a rich bitch. Okay.
Yes.
Not a broke bitch.
Nope.
Not a dumb bitch. A rich bitch. All right.
Yes.
But before we get into that, we got to have some fun first.
Yes.
So Yasmin prepared a game. I feel like Yasmin's always prepared with the game.
Okay, so the game that we're going to play today is Would You Rather. I actually, you know how we know each other so well that you're like, oh, Naz would do this. Mm-hmm. But these ones, I genuinely wouldn't know your answer.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Yasmin's like, I have screenshots. I was like, oh my God. Let's see what she has.
Okay, ready?
Yes,
and you guys can answer this. If you guys feel passionate about one of these, like an answer, comment it below because I'm always curious.
Sometimes they know us a little bit better than we know ourselves.
I know. Sometimes when I get DMs, I'm like, dang, you know me.
Like, are they in the FBI? Like, they just read me to filth. Like, literally.
Okay, Naz.
Yes.
We should have one of those sounds like, do. Can I phone a friend? I'm just kidding.
We should phone friends, huh?
Yeah.
We disagree.
Yeah. Would you rather, Nazanin Kavari, would you rather have a personal chef or a personal trainer for life?
Well, I have a trainer now, so personal chef.
Yeah?
You know what? The thing about having a personal trainer, I don't know. I feel like working out is easier than having to cook and plan my meals.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
I personally would rather have a personal chef.
Yeah. I feel like cooking is more work and the cleanup and all that stuff.
Yes. And cooking healthy meals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you can always get a meal really quick, but it wouldn't be the healthiest.
Yeah.
But as far as working out, you can go outside and take a walk.
Yeah.
You know?
So yeah, for sure, 100% personal chef.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't know your answer for this one because I think you like both. What would you guys say? Personal chef or personal trainer?
I feel like people are gonna say, because now I feel like workout classes are so popular now.
Yeah. Workout classes saved my life because I was one of those, I would just go to the gym and do squats. I'm like, okay, I did my squats. I wouldn't work out upper body for so long and I would have the worst posture because of it. I still don't have the best posture, but we came a long way.
No, yeah,
remember?
For sure. And it's like, you're like, I paid for the class. Now I got to show up.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, oh, I don't feel like it.
Oh, and some classes, you have to pay if you cancel. You have to pay for the class anyways. Cancellation is not an option.
Right.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's the next one?
Would you rather have the power to reverse time for 5 minutes each day or fast forward time by 1 hour each day?
100% rewind for 5 minutes.
Yeah?
Oh my God. I don't have to think about that one.
Yeah. But for example, if you're driving and you're like, oh, I don't want to sit through and drive, and you could just
for sure, the 5 minutes.
Yeah. But what if they were a bad 5 minutes where
well, you're saying I
happened?
can pick. Why would I pick to reverse the bad 5 minutes?
Would you rather reverse 5 minutes each day or fast forward time by 1 hour?
I'm saying can I pick the 5 minute reversal? So let's say right now, I'm I want to reverse 5 minutes.
Oh, anytime?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'm I wouldn't pick to reverse the bad thing.
Yeah. Yeah. But what if you didn't have an option? They get to choose.
Imagine you finished your ice cream cone and you can rewind 5 minutes
my God,
and eat it again and enjoy it again.
I didn't think about that. I could eat double the chocolate.
Those are my big back thoughts of the day.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yes. I would do that too. Okay. Would you rather have the power of telekinesis, moving objects with your mind, or telepathy, reading minds?
I don't want to read people's minds.
Me either.
Because that's your safe space. That's your safe space. And I really feel like that's infiltrating your safe space.
Yeah.
And unconsensual. So I will say telekinesis.
Yeah.
I'm already telling Kayvon, I'm like, KK, go get my purse from downstairs.
You always were like that.
But
no,
make
I'm
yourself
with you.
Useful.
Oh my goodness. I'm with you on that one. If I had the option to read minds, I don't think I would want to. That would just be too much.
Don't you sometimes be having thoughts and you're like, what the hell is wrong with me?
Yeah.
Like sometimes you think things or you'll be like, oh, that was really mean. Like you'll literally tell yourself like in your head, like, why did I think that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like my head isn't like my thoughts in my head aren't me.
Do you constantly have thoughts in your mind, or is it sometimes like
100%.
Like always at all times?
I have like 10 browser tabs on.
Like not like things that you have to do, not like, oh, I have to go grab this or I have to go to the store, I have to work, not that, but just like random thoughts. Yeah. If you had not, you still do?
I feel like people really only have their minds off if they're like meditating.
I can honestly have my mind off, which is really crazy.
That's also a luxury that you can do that.
No, like I tell myself sometimes.
Yeah, like stop thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I have too many thoughts in my mind, I'm just like, just stop. And then it
stops.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Yeah. No, like I have that ability to like literally think of nothing. I had to train myself because I started meditating like maybe like 2 years ago, and it was so hard in the beginning.
Yeah.
It was so hard because they're like, don't think of anything. I'm like, how?
Yeah.
But and it's so peaceful.
You know, I think what kind of helps me to clear my mind is I will write down all my million thoughts.
Yeah.
Like my notes tab in my phone.
The notes?
My notes are like, if you open it right now, you're going to be like, what does this even mean? Is this Morse code? Like,
you see, you know me, I'm a very forgetful person.
Yeah.
I have very like, my short-term memory is very bad. Like if you tell me like, I don't know, something just... If you tell me like, oh, put your clothes in the dryer, like I will literally forget small things like that. I'm better at remembering like long-term stuff. Like I'll remember somebody's birthday like forever.
That's why I started adding Yasmin to my calendar. Like, you know, you can like add invitees to your calendar. Like I'll add you to it.
Yeah.
Just remember I added you to my appointments this week just so you can know like I'll be here and here. Because
Yeah.
I'll tell Yasmin like, oh, tomorrow I have this appointment at 2. I have this appointment at 4.
She's going to forget short term.
So that's why I'm like, let me just add her to the calendar invite. So she'll be like, oh, Naz is here.
Yeah. But if you tell me something long term, like I'll remember forever. I don't know. But I agree with you. I would not want to read minds. That just sounds like too much stress.
Awful.
Would you rather be able to breathe underwater or fly in the sky?
Fly in the sky.
Me too.
Because imagine how much money you would save on plane tickets.
Oh my God.
Wait, no. But how are you going to carry, you're going to be flying in the sky with your and you're freaking carry-on?
True.
But I feel like I would save so much money on gas. I would save money. No, I'm thinking of the logistics. Is my hair and makeup going to get messed up because I'm flying in the sky?
I mean, you could just be one of those like very demure birds. Like,
but then I'll get there too slow. I overthink these questions.
You do?
Much.
Like some of them. I thought
like,
you would just
if my
be
hair and makeup is going to be ruined, then no. I'll swim.
Yeah. Yeah, or if it's like raining. I guess you could fly with an umbrella.
Yeah.
This one. Would you rather have the ability to speak with animals or speak all human languages?
Oh my God, this one's so easy.
Languages?
100% languages.
You wouldn't want to like talk to an animal?
Every language on this earth?
Yeah, I know. I would pick languages too, but imagine how cool it would be to talk to animals.
Literally just like going to Mexico, I was like, I wish I could speak Spanish. Like it killed me that I couldn't speak, like I wasn't fluent in Spanish.
I know.
If I could speak every language on this earth.
That would be amazing.
Think about how many people, like even in the career that we're doing, like imagine right now we did this episode in, I don't know, German. Like
we
the
do speak
audience,
other
we would like, we
though.
do. But I'm like, imagine unlocking that. Like,
I always think it's really cool when people don't know that I can speak the language. Like I've had it so many times happen with Farsi.
Yeah.
Like in the elevator or something. They're having a full-blown conversation. And then, I mean, you know, they might not know.
I've never had anybody saying, I've always wanted to catch someone talking crap about me in my language, but they've only been saying nice things. Like they were like, oh, like she's so pretty. And I'd be like, merci. And they'd be like, oh my God, you're Persian?
Yeah.
I get that a lot specifically. Like, oh my God, are you Persian? Because I guess I don't look like a classic. I don't really like, I look like Persian. So
I get a lot of different ethnicities, especially in Miami. I get a lot of different, but not a lot of people. I have it happen sometimes, but not a lot of people like straight off the bat are like, you're Persian.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, next one. Would you rather be a genius in a world of mediocrity or an average in the world of geniuses? Like, would you rather be the smartest one of the bunch or
average with geniuses around me? Because I can always learn. But how frustrating would it be if you're like a genius and you're around just dumb people all day?
But also, if it would feel very lonely to be a genius in a like bureaucracy world. Like you would just literally be like, come on. Like,
I would want to be average and learn.
Yeah. But
It's
like,
more fulfilling.
imagine how like life would be so tough because every single day you would be like, oh my God, like
Everyone's so smart
and
I mean, I feel like that now.
I don't know. I honestly
feel
don't.
like that now.
No, stop.
What?
Would you rather have a full-blown mustache for a year, like Baba status, or permanently hairy legs for 10 years? So mustache for 1 year or hairy legs for 10 years.
So what if I shave this mustache? It will just grow in 2 seconds.
You just can't. Like it's just, they like plaster it on your face.
If you said the legs for a year, I would pick the legs because I can just wear long pants for the year.
But 10 years, wow.
But I get like hair on my tops of my feet and my toes too. So like I couldn't even wear flip-flops.
Yeah. I would just do the mustache for a year and just make it like a story.
Like my personality.
Yeah, it would just be a thing.
Yeah, if I could do legs for a year, I'd do the legs.
Yeah.
But if I can't, then I'll do the mustache for a year and just get it over with.
Yeah.
I'll just hibernate for a year.
Yeah, that actually sounds very peaceful.
Yeah. Literally.
Take life off for a year? Why? I got him. Do you not see?
Literally. I'll be like, I have a medical condition, clearly. So
I was advised by the doctors I need to stay in.
no, literally.
Would you rather not be able to control your laughter or not be able to control your tears? Well, we can't control
our
it.
tears. We have that problem.
You guys, it's a problem that we have. When we laugh very hard, we cry.
Right. Tears down our face.
And if we have a full face of makeup, we can't help
like
it.
tear marks.
Yes.
I know.
And it will be full-blown crying.
Yeah.
Her and I both have this condition.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Does that happen to you guys?
So I guess we have the other one. So,
Yeah.
I mean, controlling your laughter. I feel like we have that problem too. Yasmin especially will laugh at very inappropriate times. And I'll literally look at her like, y'all stop. Like,
I can't help it sometimes. You guys, okay, tell me if this happens to you guys when it's a serious situation and you want to laugh, you keep thinking of the worst things ever to help you not laugh. Like I start thinking of the most morbid things. I'm like, just don't laugh, just don't laugh, just don't laugh.
oh my God.
Would you rather only be able to speak in riddles or have to sing every sentence?
Okay, with that one, am I a good singer or do I have my singing capabilities? Because if I had to sing every sentence,
Yours, like you.
Y'all would kill me off. Literally. I can't sing for shit. Like I would break mirrors and y'all would be like, lock her in the closet so she shuts up.
I would speak in riddles and be the new rapper. I would be the new Tupac.
No, literally. I would pick speaking in riddles. Because that could be like funny and punny.
Yeah.
The other one is just going to annoy people.
Yeah. Would you rather have to communicate only in emojis for a day or speak in rhyme for a week? Rhyme for sure. I'm telling you, I'll just be a rapper. MC.
What would I pick? Emojis? If you said gifts, if I could talk in gifts, I could speak in gifts. I love my gifts. No one really uses them anymore.
I don't like when a guy sends me a gif.
Yeah, guys don't need to be sending gifts.
Like
I'm
just like, haha.
Emojis. I guess rhyming. I'd rhyme all week.
That would be fun.
Because I'm a freak.
Okay.
You didn't see the rhyme I just did?
Yeah, that was really good. Oh, I got a leak for a week. Cause I got Seat Geek.
Oh, that was really good, sister.
Listen, I just manifested being a rapper.
No, I think Yasmin, we should challenge her. Just speak for the rest of this episode in rhymes.
Okay. My name is Nas, and all I do is pause.
I wish I would pause. I never should. What else rhymes with Nas? Gauze.
Out here like I'm Santa Claus.
Haagen-Dazs.
Out here like I'm Santa Claus eating that Haagen-Dazs.
All right, we're done before our viewers click off. What's the next one?
Would you rather be trapped in a small room with 10,000 tarantulas for 10 minutes, or eat 10 tarantulas? in 10 minutes? Stuck in a room with them or eat them? Stuck in a room?
Anything but eat them. Or you
Wait, are they dead?
That's just some extra protein.
Right? No, there's people that eat.
You know, they say like we eat like 10 spiders a year in our sleep.
Apparently.
So we eat them anyway.
I want to know if they're alive or dead. Because I mean, if they're just, because the other ones are going to be crawling everywhere. I know, man. That's
Remember
scary.
the show Fear Factor?
You know what I never understood about that show?
What?
If I would go on that show, it's like, what's your worst fear? I would be like, butterflies, you know? Because if you tell them your fear, they're going to put you in it. Why would you go on there and tell them your actual fear? I'll be like, I've always been so scared of grass, like terrified of grass.
I vividly remember a woman being like terrified of peaches, and they put like pictures of peaches on the street.
That's a big thing, Naz. A lot of people are so scared of peaches. It's like there's a word for it. Cause
let me look.
I swear there's a word. There's a peach phobia, and it was one of those shows, one of those talk shows. The lady is like everything about a peach, like the seed, the skin, the texture. I'm like, really?
Oh, it wasn't Fear Factor. I just remembered it because it came up. It was on Maury. Maury?
Yeah, Maury. That's the one
Remember,
I was talking
this
about.
is the one we're talking about.
Yeah.
And they showed her a picture of peaches, and
yes,
she's like,
she ran away. She ran away. Oh my goodness, that was crazy. Would you rather spend 1 year in prison or be in a coma for 3 months?
Well, what I would fear about
Naz is like a coma sounds relaxing.
No, it does sound relaxing, but you know, like some people have to wake up, they have to learn how to walk again, eat again.
Oh my God, yeah.
If I can just wake up, if you're saying I could just like chill for 3 months.
Like Sleeping Beauty.
But if like I have to go through like an actual coma, I would pick jail for a year. I feel like it would help me build character, honestly.
I know.
Like the stories I would tell.
Yeah,
I love having, I'm a yapper, y'all. Like that would be like, I would drop that bomb at everybody. Like, you know, I went to prison for a year.
I know. I could not.
You know, I love the attention.
See you in prison. No, you know, like I could literally
be someone's
see
girlfriend.
you. No, I could really see you like be like the boss in prison.
I would not. I'd be the boss's girlfriend. I want to be the boss. Are you kidding?
I don't know, man. I think
like,
you could. I could have lasted in prison like for 2 minutes.
I mean, think about it. There's a lot of just like regular girls in prison.
No, I know.
Like they're not all just big and bad criminals. Like they're like normal girls.
I know, but I don't think
it's like one big sleepover.
Yeah, I would just be too scared. I would just need to make friends ASAP, or I just would be too scared and there.
Maybe I'll finally lose weight in prison. Honestly, please, can someone put me in prison for a year? Thank you.
Would you rather be able to run as fast as a cheetah or swim as fast as a sailfish? Would you rather
sailfish?
I don't know.
I guess
Not
my tits slapping me in the face. I guess run like
and
a
your
cheetah.
Ass?
Literally, my ass and tits would be like gone from the chat.
I would love to see that
pick the cheetah. I'll do the cheetah. I'm running like a cheetah.
I would rather run.
Yeah, like when are you gonna swim? When are we ever like even in that big of a pool to have to swim?
Yeah, like what am I gonna do? Or I would go to the Olympics and just be a swimmer.
Oh yeah,
but you can also be a runner.
True.
Yeah, but I would rather run, honestly, because I could run away from
men. Literally,
run away.
Like, you know what? Maybe I would like walk at night.
Yeah,
because like I wouldn't fear for my life. Like if something comes up to me, I just book it.
Plus, running like gets you in such great shape.
So does swimming.
Yeah.
Well, with swimming, I was in the swim team. The chlorine like dries out your hair, your skin. So screw the pool. I'd rather run.
Would you rather be rich or famous? Both. If you had to pick
rich.
One. Me too. I would rather be rich.
The nice thing about having like fame on top of it is like you don't have to like spend your money as much.
So you can be richer.
That's what I'm saying. But when you're rich, like you can live that lifestyle, but you got to pay for it out of pocket for the most part.
You're right. But also like you can't go anywhere just like with nobody knowing you, you know?
That is hard. I would just wear a disguise or something. Did you see Cardi B fired her assistant because she got food delivered from Outback Steakhouse?
No, I don't
and
know
they
this.
wrote like, Cardi, we love you. We're your biggest fan.
What was her name on it, or like
what?
Outback
Outback knew it was Cardi.
How?
Like you're supposed to use a fake name. Like most celebrities use like a fake name, whatever. But yeah, like she got really upset about it. I saw on Instagram.
But here's the thing, like addresses and stuff is public information. You know what I'm saying?
But like for example, the restaurant knowing that was Cardi B, like
yeah,
they could poison her food,
it.
spit in her food.
Yeah.
They know her address like without looking for it.
Yeah.
No, poisoning is actually really scary. Like that could easily happen. I've had that happen a lot.
Yeah.
I'll get orders. I once had Amazon, like my Amazon package came. You know how there's like a little slip in there sometimes? Like a girl wrote me a note because she's like, I work at the Amazon fulfillment center. She's like, please don't like post this. I could lose my job. I've had that happen from restaurants, my Amazon. So if you're ordering, I don't know, like a 10-inch dildo, your subscriber can see it, sister. Oh my goodness. So be careful.
Dang.
Like ordering, I don't know, like anal bleaching cream.
I never thought of Amazon for some reason.
All those fulfillment centers, it's like real people. Yeah. And they see Yasmin Kavari.
Oh my God. I mean, I haven't really ordered anything questionable.
But now they know that your address.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my God.
That's also what's hard about like, if you do have that level of fame, it's like a lot of like security precautions.
Would you rather be Kim Kardashian or Kris Jenner?
That's a good one. I mean, Kris Jenner is an icon, but she like reached her fame so much later in life. Like I would like to enjoy that fame while I'm younger. Like to start enjoying that fame while I'm younger.
Yeah.
So I guess I'd pick Kim.
Yeah.
What about you?
I would pick Kris Jenner probably.
Really?
Yeah, because I care for money more than fame.
Yeah, she did live like a great life for years. Like
and plus she's collecting like every 10% from everybody. Gotta think mathematics.
No, yeah, probably Kris.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like she doesn't have to like put herself out there as much as like Kim.
Yeah.
And she's still collecting her coins.
Yes.
So yeah, probably Kris.
Would you rather never have to commute to work again or have a 3-day weekend? I already know what you're gonna say.
I mean, now that I really think about it, people lose so much of their life for commuting. Like if you're like driving home like an hour, like your 9 to 5 is really 8 to 6.
I know.
And then on top of that, getting ready for work.
Yeah.
So it's really like a 7 to 6. Yeah. I would say never commute because I feel like it would save me time in my life.
Commuting is a lot. And I feel like 3-day weekends happens like Labor Day. We have Labor Day. We have Christmas, them a little bit more. New Year, like, you know. But commuting, oh my gosh, especially if you live in the city and it's always traffic.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember back in college days, like most of my life was, I would commute and it was far. So it would just be, a lot of my life would be driving.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe someone's commuting while they're listening to this. Yeah. We're entertaining you for the drive.
Yeah, we're glad we could do that.
We could spend time with you guys. It's your What My Sis Said hour.
Yes.
But yeah, never commute.
Yeah, me too. Should we get into the video?
Yes. So we're going to talk today about finances, money. This is a huge thing with me because I feel like I really took control of my finances this year. Mm-hmm. I don't know, like, again, turning 25, I feel like someone slapped me across the face and like my third eye just opened and I'm like, now I'm like on it. Like, you know what I mean? I just feel like I came into a good income really young. And with that, I think this is something that a lot of young girls who are blessed enough to like start their career young or even like come into money young, it's like, there's not a lot of like resources for us. There's not a lot of help or mentorship, especially being first generation in your family and things like that. So for me, that was something I needed to work on because I knew like I've never been frivolous with my spending. I don't think I've ever been a crazy spender. I mean, some people can argue that I have made dumb purchases, but overall, I think I'm doing pretty good financially. I have a good credit score. Like my bills get paid on time. So clearly I'm doing something right. But just really like honing down on it and just feeling more confident. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Feeling more confident with my finances, feeling more confident when I spend money, knowing where every single dollar is going. Yeah.
I also feel like in schools, like growing up and stuff, it's not just you. We're not taught anything about finances at all. And I think it just sets us up for failure. If you really think about it, something you have to learn, especially like with credit cards and stuff, a lot of, oh my God, I'll never forget like back in the day when people got their first credit cards, like, oh my gosh, I could buy this and this. And then you're like screwed because, you know,
You can't pay
they
it
don't
off.
understand. They don't have a good
Interest.
grasp of what credit cards really are. So I think we're just like set up for failure.
We are. And my school did offer an elective, which I did take. It was called On Your Own. So we kind of like literally, it's a little elective that was only for like a semester.
Yeah.
And again, that's only optional. So a lot of kids didn't even take it. But part of it, we got like a fake career, a fake salary. And then we had to like find like actual apartments in our city that would like fit our budget and like budgeting. Like we did have a class like that. But again, for it to not be required is absolutely insane. I do feel like that was something that should have been taught.
And it's scary because if your parents are not the best with finances, like who do you learn from, you know?
Dude, some people, it's not even that their parents aren't good with finances, but their parents will take out like loans in their name.
I know.
Use their social security number.
I know, that's
like,
so scary and sad.
It's so scary. So even just all the aspects that come around with finances and money and this, that, and a third, it's just, it's so hard to like grasp, like when you don't know what you're doing. And honestly, it caused a lot of like insecurity in me because I just felt so dumb. Like I just felt I was so dumb in a room of like other entrepreneurs and business people. And I guess I can give insight on somebody who's self-employed, which I know a lot of you guys are who are probably watching this video. More and more young girls are starting businesses or they're their own boss, you know, being lash techs or, you know, beauty vendors, like they do hair, they do nails. Like, so essentially you own your own business. You are an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So there's just so much that comes with that. That I had to learn on my own. And luckily I had help getting like a financial advisor and a CPA and this, that, and a third, but not everybody can afford one.
I know.
So until you get to that point, maybe I could just share some insight, some things that I've learned and you can also share as well. Like,
I want to talk about like moving out for your first time. Cause I feel like a lot of times people almost like bite off more than they can chew, you know, like it sounds easy, like, oh, just move out, but so much goes into it. So I definitely want to talk about that because I literally, like a few years back, I moved all by myself to Miami, like all by myself. And I really wanted to do it because for a long time, like I went from living at, you know, Mama and Baba's house, like our parents' house, and then we moved out to LA together. And then I just thought to myself, I want to do this like literally on my own and see if I can do it. It worked out really great for me. I don't know what it is. I've always been really good with my finances. Like ever since I was a little girl, like finances and money like always just made sense to me. And I always like wanted to make money. I remember when I was little, Baba brought like this case of like Halls, you know, the mint Halls or whatever. He just had like a big case of them. And I'm like, I could take this to school and sell it. And I literally took this big case. I think I was in like 5th grade. I took this big case of Halls to the school and I would sell it to like the kids for literally like 50 cents. I don't even know. I did.
I know. I was like, isn't that against?
I did
like,
get in trouble. I got
something?
called to the principal's office and they're like, you can't do this. I was like, why?
Oh my
I was
God.
just genuinely so confused. Like, why can't I do this?
Yasmin is the person in the big coat that's like, you know, they open up and
like I got the Halls.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've always been really, really good with money. And I don't know what it was. Like it's just ingrained with me. However, there was a lot to learn about like credit and credit cards. And also like when getting a mortgage or wanting to get an apartment, there's just different cities have different requirements.
Yeah. I don't want to make it seem like I was ever bad at money. I just think I took on so much so young without education. Yeah. Like I bought my home at 20. Yeah. Like how is a 20-year-old supposed to even know the beginnings of getting a mortgage and paying property taxes and homeowners insurance and this? So I just think it was like really overwhelming for me at once. And it's like, I took on this huge purchase, like at the same time of having my first baby. Like it's just like, I haven't even had credit for more than 2 years. Like I got a credit card at 18, bought a house at 20. Like, so
guys, the most important thing in the US, like build that credit.
Build that credit.
Listen to me. Don't lose that credit. If that credit goes to crap, Like, it doesn't even matter how much money you have. It's just, I mean, it matters. You would have to have a lot of money to do anything if you have a bad credit score.
Credit just basically shows that you are responsible.
Yes.
Like, you're showing a lender, I will pay it back. Like, that's what credit is doing for you.
And like, you can build it. It's not very hard to build. You just have to be responsible with it. Like, you can have a credit card and literally spend like $30 on it a month. Like, you don't even have to spend that much on it. Just pay it on time. And if you pay it off in whole on time, it will build your credit. And you can have like such a great, amazing score that you can do a lot of things with, not even having to spend that much, you know?
I think before we get into credit cards, because I have a lot, I'm like the queen of credit card rewards and points. That's like my favorite. That's my new hyperfixation. So before that, why don't we talk about renting versus buying? Because we have that two examples right here, renting, buying. So could you kind of talk about those process? And
so first off, this is just a personal thing. This is just me. As a woman living by herself, I personally never felt comfortable living in a home alone, like in just a house alone, unless
that
like,
makes sense,
I never felt that way. I've always wanted, to live in an apartment until I'm, you know, living with somebody. So like for me, it's always been an apartment. Plus the perks of an apartment is like, if anything happens, if anything breaks, someone will be there to fix it. Like, you literally text maintenance, hey, I need this, bam.
That's so nice.
Whereas if it's your home, it's your responsibility, you know? And I'm not the, you know, the plumbing queen or like the electric. So it's tough. I feel like if you don't have that background, you know?
Yeah, I definitely think being a homeowner, like we see on social media, is very romanticized. Like, it is not like that in real life. Don't get me wrong. I'm so happy with my purchase of my home. And the time I did it, I bought my home pre-COVID. So I got an amazing, amazing rate on my home. Like, I literally bought it at a 2.8% interest rate, which like, I don't want to jinx myself. Like right now, I feel like I'm like,
it's amazing.
No, like I'm so blessed. Like, this is a house. Like, I'm literally going to be that old lady on her deathbed. Like, to my kids, don't sell the house. Like, that's going to be me. But I love my house so much. But like you said, like, for example, just recently, I found out my gas pipe.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I still don't know what's wrong with it. And we knew it wasn't working because our grill in the backyard is gas and it wasn't working. So clearly there's something wrong with our gas. You call the gas guy from the company that did our landscaping. I'll be there next week.
Yeah.
A week comes. I'm out of town. I'll be there in 2 weeks.
It's the worst.
Literally, we've been texting him since June. It's September. Doesn't come. Like, literally, we just every day is just like running to get him. If this was a maintenance guy, not only that, we had to pay out of pocket with whatever he does. Luckily, my Baba came. I'll put a picture on the screen. Dug up a hole. The fact that Baba dug up this hole.
That's amazing.
Like, at his age, Baba's like 65 years old. Like, and he did like, literally, like, he fixed that himself.
Yeah.
So now our grill works. But it's like, as a single woman, it's like, how would I have even known my gas wasn't working? Like,
I feel like as a single, unless you live by yourself and then you have like Baba lives close to you, or like you have like help. You know what I'm saying? But like for me, like my family doesn't live in Miami. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's really tough. But I will say apartment living is money down the drain.
I know. That's what's hard about renting at the end of the day.
Like, it's literally money down the drain. And if it's for years and years and you're paying a high amount, like, that's the only time I start regretting the living in an apartment, is when I add up how much I've spent throughout the years and it's nothing to show for it. Like a mortgage or having a home, it's going towards the home. Like, at the end of the day, it's going to be yours.
And your net worth too.
Yes. But like it's such a, I personally feel that ideally it's best to buy a home as an investment. Yeah. So rent it out. That's what I personally think, because especially nowadays with, you know, having the options like Airbnb and things like that, you can make a lot of money off of having a home.
That is true, but I would never rent out my personal home.
No, I know,
I
but just
think,
having that for just investment only. Like you don't plan on living there, you know?
I personally, and I've had conversations with some like wealthy people, and because I was like, I want to invest my money. And I feel like we were always told real estate, but a lot of them that I've spoken to are like, don't do real estate.
Why is that?
Tenants. Do you know how hard it is to find you think every tenant is like us, sister?
I know.
You think that?
Literally every time there comes, okay. So another thing that I will say, if you're just getting an apartment, don't love it too much because you're never gonna leave.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like I literally, when I moved into my apartment, it was like my dream apartment. It was everything I wanted in a place. Like literally my dream like came to life. And now it's like I can't like leave it because I love it so much.
Yeah.
And also since I'm such a great tenant, every time I renew, he doesn't want me to leave. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's by he, I mean the person, the landlord, the property manager. Yeah. So it's like, it's tough because I feel like I'm spending so much like over months and months and years. But I love my apartment. That's one thing I will say. If it's not your forever home, don't invest too much money into it and don't love it too much because you're kind of gonna be stuck there.
Yeah, so that's also with being a landlord. Like essentially you would be a landlord or a property manager.
Yeah.
I can't be heartless. Like
Yeah,
if there's
you
like a
have to be
family staying in my
heartless.
home and let's say that they lost their job and they can't make the rent payments, I don't have it in me to send the property manager to evict them and throw them on the street. I can't do that.
You have to have that
Like I think
of,
again, that's another thing that's romanticized. Like buy all these properties, but with it, there comes the liability of tenants. Tenants can literally screw up your house. They could also not leave. There's rules against like during COVID, like you legally could have just not paid your rent for months and you couldn't get evicted from your apartment. Like
Really?
there was like protection for that. I don't want to deal with people. And that's not coming from a bad way. It's coming from, I have too big of a heart. I couldn't kick a family out of
but that's
on
like
the street.
every line of work if you think about it. For the most part.
If I invest my money in stocks, no, I don't have to
Yeah.
ruin a family's life.
I do feel that purchasing a home and buying a home was a lot more beneficial years ago, like back in the day. Like I feel like our father's generation, our grandfather's generation, it was definitely a lot more beneficial. But I feel that now there are so many more avenues that it's still good. Like I feel like real estate is always going to be great, but it's not how it used to be.
I agree. You could buy a beautiful, like, 5-bedroom home for like a couple $100,000. Like you can't do that anymore.
That doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
And also in major cities, apartment living has become a big thing where, you know, you get so many luxuries that come with living in an apartment, like having your own gym, having your own pool, parking, like a nice parking lot, like things like that, a concierge, maintenance, a lot of things come with living in an apartment. But honestly, after renting for so many years, I'm looking back and thinking like, is it worth it? Because renting should be only for a year or two. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be like I've rented for so many years. But I do think like hypothetically, let's say that you had you owned a home and let's say I don't think renting is the best. I think things like Airbnb, there is a risk because what if they destroy it? However, I do have friends in the Airbnb business and things like Airbnb, they cover it.
But I also hear Airbnb is like going down.
I'm not sure if it's there. I'm in Miami, so Miami is always booming, you know, so I don't know how it is in other cities. However, for example, he said that one of the people that was staying in broke the TV, like literally broke the TV in his Airbnb, and Airbnb just replaced it for him. So you do get like insurance in that way. I'm sure now there's other ones similar to Airbnbs, but it's really great. So if you think about it, let's say that you have, you bought a home and you're renting it. Let's say the mortgage is like $4,000 a month, right? But if you buy it somewhere like Miami and you're making like 10,000 off of it, you know, instead of renting to the same person, you can just give it for something like that and make more money off of it.
Yeah. It's just a lot of people are kind of steering away from Airbnbs just because it for example, my friends rented an Airbnb and the guy literally messaged because there was water was on the floor. He was trying to charge them $100. Like Airbnb people have been doing that lately. Haven't you seen? They charge for every little thing.
So people are not staying in Airbnb.
Yeah, they're like,
anymore?
screw it. Like, and then they have all these rules, like no visitors after 10 p.m. Like, are you my mom? Like,
yeah, no, I agree, but I believe it's because like things happen, like parties.
See, I don't want to deal with
break.
that. Exactly.
Yeah,
All that we're talking about.
It's
I don't wanna deal
definitely
with
a
the
commitment.
liabilities.
It's definitely a commitment. My personal opinion after renting for so long, I feel that if you are gonna rent, it's great, but only for a couple years. Like, don't do it for like 5, 6, 7 years. Because that's a lot of money down the drain.
I think a lot of people also forget, like, you can buy a home and then sell it.
Yeah, like flip it.
Because it might not be your dream home. I think when people think buying a home, they're like, I need to buy my dream home, like right off the gate. Like, I didn't even buy my dream home yet, And it's also, it's like you need a 20% down payment. I think a lot of people forget that.
First time homeowners is only 5%. If it's your first home.
It is, but if you're bidding on a home, they're not going to pick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, you can put 5% down, but the person putting 20% down is going to get the home, not you.
No, that happened to me actually. So 2 years ago, I think last year, was it last year or 2 years ago? I was looking to buy an apartment and I keep looking at places to like buy and look, but I'm so obsessed with my own apartment that it's just so hard for me to leave. But no, I was looking to buying this one apartment and I think I was gonna put down 20%. And the guy put down 30, like he went above to get the place. And I'm like, bro, like this is insane.
I don't think people think of that who haven't purchased a home.
Yeah.
Like you don't just see a home for sale and you're like, oh, I want it, so I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
Like there's people bidding against
bidding, yeah, for sure.
Paying in all cash.
And 20% is standard, but if somebody with money like really wants the spot, they'll go over 20%.
Yeah. So that's why people will tell me like, oh my God, because I have a great, like my mortgage payment, I'm like, it's so good. And people will be like, I pay the same in rent as your mortgage. I'm like, that is true. But you also need to remember, I put 20% down.
Yeah, it's the 20% down. But it's not going away because like you can always get it. It's your home.
And homes go up in value. Like my home I don't want to jinx myself, y'all, but like my home doubled in value. So for me also buying a new build in a new area, as the area gets more developed, the prices of the homes went up as well.
You're never losing money in real estate because you can just sell it and get the money back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even though you're putting 20% down, that money is not just like going away.
Which is why my car right now is financed. I'm actually in the process of selling it so I can buy my new car used. I want to buy a used car in cash.
Yeah.
That's my next move. And honestly, that is the most financially responsible because that was something I didn't really understand is leasing versus buying a car. And there's perks, there's reasonings for both. But overall, in my opinion, buying a used car is the best way to go.
Yeah, I've heard good things about both. First off, just cars in general is not the best for investing. Like
the second you drive it off the lot,
you drive it off, boom, it depreciates.
Loses
like
value.
Cars is not the greatest thing to invest in. However, a lot of people that are writing off their taxes and have a lot of taxes to pay, they do get a car and lease it because you're able to write it off your taxes.
I do. Our Tesla's leased.
If it's leased.
That's my business.
Only if it's leased.
Yeah.
So that's a good part of cars, but in general it's better to invest in real estate than it is cars because cars just appreciate. Like
you can write off cars you own as well. You can write off
the ones that you own.
You can.
Heard of that, huh?
At least I've seen it. You can.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm done with because with payments you're paying interest.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people forget like
you're
how
paying
much interest
interest.
you're paying.
Yeah.
And
so if you see a car and you're like, oh, I really want to buy it, hypothetically, let's say it's like $50,000 or something. If you're making payments on it with the interest, that car will be like $70,000 by the time you're done with it, And
I think when people are looking for cars, they're like, oh, the payment's only going to be $400 a month.
Insurance
is another $400. So you're at $800 at this point. Gas, maybe another $300 a month.
Yeah.
So really you're paying $1,100 a month for your $400 a month car.
Yeah.
So
maintenance. Oh God, maintenance is a lot on the car.
See,
depending
that's what's
on
good
your
about
car.
Lease technically like maintenance is kind of
lease is like
with
renting an apartment.
It's like renting, you know? But for me, I'm kind of viewing it like, guys, Kayvon's 4. Like he's gonna be 5 this year.
That's insane.
So I was thinking like I'm going to buy my next car. And then when I sell that and buy like the next car I buy after that, that's going to be KK's car when he turns 16. Because I'll buy it when he's around like 10, 11.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that will be his car at 16, which, 5 years. So I already have a plan. Like the game plan is going.
I've looked at other cars. My car is paid off and I absolutely love my car. I've looked at other cars, but I'm like, I'm happy with it and it's paid off. You know what I'm saying? Like why
bring on a car payment?
Like
honestly,
I don't know.
And guys, like, again, there's just so much that comes with being an adult, like all these different insurances. I feel like we're kind of going all over the place with this episode.
Yeah.
Like we should have sectioned it off: cars, homes. Guys, I feel like we have so much we want to talk about that we're kind of jumping around, but back to renting and buying. I keep telling you to get the Bilt credit card. BILT. Have you guys heard of that? It is the only credit card that gives you rewards. It sounds like I'm doing a read for a sponsorship. I wish, please sponsor us.
Yeah, Bilt, you want to sponsor?
No, please. They're the only credit card that give you rewards back and cash back for paying your rent through the card.
Yeah. There's literally absolutely no benefit to renting except for like getting maintenance or like the perks if your apartment building has a pool or a gym and stuff like that. But you literally get absolutely no type of perk. You can't even build credit like what you just said.
Wait, the Bilt credit card?
No, I'm saying in general, before things like Bilt came about, you really couldn't build credit just randomly. Like if you pay your rent with credit card, they pay you the credit card fee. And if your rent is like $4,000, you're paying a credit card fee on top of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like honestly forgot about that whole.
Yeah. So it's just, like renting is literally like money down the drain if you think about it.
And guys, don't just see big charges. I think a lot of people forget about little charges add up. And that was a big thing that opened my eyes, because I would say I'd have like random little $12 subscriptions and I just like didn't have a care. Like I was young and dumb. I'm just like, whatever. Like this $12 charge would be going on like on my PayPal, because I don't go on my PayPal too often. Like that $12 a month was on my PayPal for like 2 years. And it was for like stars, like, the network stars when we would watch Power.
Things like that happen
like,
all the time.
Because, you're not looking on your PayPal. I'm like $12 a month for like 3 years, that's like in the thousands. Like, so there's little charges going through your subscription. Like right now, take some time, go on your phone, and click your name. You can click on subscriptions.
Yeah.
See those dumb little subscriptions that
because you probably have an app on your phone that you haven't used for years.
That's still charging you.
Yeah.
Like just take a second. That was for me. I had to really just clean up my finances. Like just little charges. Or if I was overpaying for stuff, like guys, your health insurance. Well, granted, that's if you're not doing it like through the company you work for, but things like health insurance, things like your phone bill, your phone carrier, your Wi-Fi and all those services, you can renegotiate. Like you can look it up, see what other companies are giving the best deal.
Yeah.
I did that
for my Wi-Fi. Don't go with the first. Yeah.
Yeah, I did that with my Wi-Fi because I was paying like $106 a month for my internet at my home. I saw AT&T fiber, $80 a month.
Yeah.
So right then and there, just from me doing a quick Google search and seeing what's a cheaper option, I saved $20.
Always, guys, when you're looking for any type of service, even in your home, or even if you're trying to take your car to maintenance, like just call around. Like take a good solid like 30 minutes to call around and ask for quotes. Like don't just go like, oh, this is how much they're charging, so let me just go with that.
Yeah, definitely ask around. And then, like I said, even if you're like, you've been using the same car insurance for years, look up, get some other quotes. Literally, you can always change it. You can always get out of things. Like for me, I downgraded our insurance. We were paying way too much for insurance.
Yeah. I really recommend checking your finances like at least once a week.
I do it nightly.
No,
I do it nightly.
Ideally, like I do it every day, but I know a lot of people get busy and you don't have time. Like don't go more than a week checking all of your finances.
And make sure you know where every dollar is going.
Every single one. Because you said there are so many just like charges. And guys, another thing, don't stupid spend.
Yeah.
Like if you think about it, like I really just like thought with myself, like it was like a few months back, I'm like, I've never been a crazy stupid spender because I was more aware. But for example, it's just a random example. I buy a coffee almost every day, like out, like either an iced coffee or just a coffee. And that's $5. But if you think about it, you're like, oh, it's just $5. But then like it clicked in my mind, okay? Because I was drinking iced coffee. Like, you know, when you go to a grocery store and there's the coffee.
the cold
so I
brew.
bought a iced coffee and I was just like drinking it around the store while I was shopping. And then I saw the thing of iced coffee, right? And that's when I started like buying at the house, because the thing of iced coffee was like a whole big jug of it was literally $5.
Yeah.
And that's like what, like 6 cups?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I paid like $8 for this, just like this little
No,
one
guys,
iced coffee.
the
So
price
it's
of
just
coffee
like
is-
stupid spending that you don't even think of.
It's not even the stupid spending, like the price of the coffee, which is overpriced. But now with that damn square, let's say you buy your coffee, they flip around that little iPad, 10%, 20%, 30%.
Oh.
So think about, like, even when you are buying that coffee, you just feel obligated to tip because the
Tip.
person's staring into your eyes like this with the iPad, and you're like, well, shoot, I guess I got to tip.
No, I'm telling you, it was always like second nature to me. I'm like, oh, just coffee.
I
But
know.
it's like, that's just one example of like stupid spending, because I have a whole Nespresso machine at home that I buy pods for.
Yeah.
You know, like it's
It's
just
the thrill. It's the thrill of buying a coffee. you just
yeah,
want
it
to buy
is
something.
the thrill. It is the thrill. And that's,
the
don't get me
vibe.
wrong, that's totally okay to do here and there. But like for somebody, like there's people out there that buy a coffee every day, multiple times a day, not just once a day, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, you're thinking like, oh, like, why can't I save up? Why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? See where all your money is going, because subscriptions get you, stupid spending
Yeah,
can
don't
get
look
you.
at the big. The big things usually aren't the issue. It's the
Yeah.
little sneaky charges.
The little sneaky ones. And sometimes it's like even the like your Uber Eats, your Postmate, like
Uber
all
Eats
of
is
that.
like the biggest waste of money.
Yeah,
of
where
life.
it's just like you could just go grab it. You know what I'm saying? So it's little things like that that add up. I am one of those people that I'm just like, how can I make more money? Because this is the lifestyle I'm trying to live. You know
Right,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? But at the same time, you can't just be like, you know, there has to be a good balance with spending and making money, because you can make all the money in the world, and if you're just stupid spending all the time, especially like I used to do this a lot, like when you're just randomly shopping, you're like, oh, I'll get it, I'll wear it one day, and you ended up never wearing it one day.
Yeah. So
That always happens.
I honestly, like, is this maybe girl mathing right now? But I won't really shop unless I'm shopping for an event or a trip. Like
That's so good.
something specific.
That is so good.
I feel like that helps cut back on spending. And you also, like, guys, you forget what you bought.
Yeah. No, this clicked to me because every 6 months, every year, I do like a whole donations pile
Yeah.
of my clothes. And there were so many with tags still on them, because
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, I'll wear this.
And then it's not your style.
There'll be a time like I'll
Yeah.
wear this and I'll just buy it. Or like, you know what gets you? Like sales. Like when there's
Yeah.
a sale going on, you're like, oh, like let's just buy it. Like who cares? It's a sale. Like why not? You'll never wear it. You'll never. And I ended up, I mean, at least I donate it, so it's not going
Yeah.
to nothing. But at the same time, I'm just like picking out all these clothes with tags on them. I'm like, why did I even buy this when I'm not wearing it?
I know.
You know? So it's like
Yeah,
things like
just being
that do get
more-
you.
Just being more, I think it's also just finding better ways to spend your money, because like a lot of people, like shopping for them is like therapy. Like find another therapy.
Find
Like,
another therapy.
Go to the gym.
honestly.
Make running your therapy. Make the things that
Yeah.
are free therapy, because I get it. It's like a thrill at the end of the day.
It
It's a real
is.
thrill.
It is. It's really nice, but you don't want to like make stupid purchases,
You
because
don't, yeah.
honestly, like having cash, like literal liquid cash in your bank account is very valuable. You know.
But let's take it a step further, okay? Because this is what really I implemented. So before I continue, I want to talk about, if you are my fellow entrepreneurs, fellow business owners watching this video, you guys need to be an LLC or an S Corp.
yes.
I feel like a lot of people don't know that. Like, for example, I talked to some of my like hairstylists or friends that are in the beauty industry who are freelancers.
and they don't have an LLC.
They're not operating as a
Oh.
business. And you know, if someone isn't there to tell you, how are you supposed to know? So if you are filing taxes as an individual, you are going to be paying way more than filing as
Yeah.
a business. So I am an S corporation. I operate as such. What my sis said is operating as an LLC. This is a business right here.
Yes.
So the beauty of having a business, you get so many more tax breaks and you write things off. Things
Yes.
are a tax write-off. If you ever hear influencers joking like, oh, it's a tax write-off, like they're not joking.
Yeah.
Like my hair today, because I'm sitting on camera, was a tax write-off.
Yeah.
My nails, tax write-off. Like,
so if you're an entrepreneur, you have your own business of any sort. I don't care if you're baking cookies, okay? And that's your business. Make an LLC because it is a business at the end of the day and you have to pay taxes.
yeah.
Anything over, I believe, $600, any money that you make over $600, you have to report. So you're paying taxes off of it. Regardless of, because I feel like a lot of people, like for example, people that are just getting started like freelance in makeup, or they're not like crazy established in their business yet, it's still your business at the end of the day, regardless of like how much you're making, you know?
Yeah. So your gas, my freelancers, your gas is a tax write-off. There's so much that comes with being like, so that's why it kills me when I hear freelancers are operating.
Yeah.
As
make an LLC. That's your
the
first step. If
first
you
thing we're
take
doing.
anything from this video and you have your own business, make an LLC. Like
Yes,
create an
for
LLC.
sure.
And it's super easy to make. I think when people hear LLC, they think it's like a really big thing that you have to go through, but it depends on the state that you live in. You literally just do it online.
Yeah.
It's like a document online. You put your name, social security number. You basically identify your business as a business, not you anymore.
So yeah, operating as a business isn't something new for me. I've been doing it. I've been operating as a business since like 2017. So that's something I already knew. But again, for me, it was just like really keeping track of all my spending. So actually now I employ someone for that. I kind of like a financial advisor, financial assistant, not really advisor, but more so like a financial assistant. So for me, it was worth it because again, I am operating as a business. I have like multiple platforms that are bringing me in income. So it's like, there's a lot to keep track of. And then now I also have people on payroll, like employees and all that. So that was just something I knew, like it's time, like any other company, like they would have like a financial person kind of running your books, a bookkeeper.
Yes, but I will say that even if you have a financial person, don't be blind with your
you
finances.
still need to,
because I'm telling you, a lot of times I've seen like really high earners, you know, like
athletes.
When you earn a large amount of money, when like somebody can take from you without you really noticing it. You know what I'm saying? If you're not paying attention to your finances. So even if you have somebody taking care of all of your finances, always overlook. Like your finances are your finances at the end of the day. Somebody can help you out with it, but don't be blinded. Because I've heard horror stories of people being blinded with their finances.
No, when I tell you, I know where every
penny
cent
goes.
And I used to not be like that.
Yeah, I
know.
know.
I'm like, oh, I have money, who cares? Every cent. And I noticed that, like now that I'm meeting more like wealthy people, that's how I swear to God, the wealthiest people are the cheapest people you know. I don't want to say cheap, but like
not the cheapest, but they know where their money goes.
That's what I'm not even that. Like they'll be like, oh, I'm not paying for that. Like, and you know, you're like, well, they have so much money, but like they know the value of a dollar. Like, you know what I mean? So for me, like that's one thing. Do you know what else would get me, sister? Let's say Pilates. Let's use Pilates, for example. I'd be so excited. Like I would go consistently. I would automatically just sign up for the monthly membership for everything. From the sauna studio I was going to, I would just be like, well, it's cheaper. You know, when you sign up for the monthly membership, it's cheaper. But I would sign up for it. And then let's say like I'll be traveling, like things will come up and I won't go as often. And I'm like, damn, I just spent $300 a month for my Pilates membership that this month I only went like 3 times.
Yeah.
You can freeze memberships though. Do you do that when you travel? Do you call and like freeze it?
I don't know if I'm able to. Some places don't offer.
Well, see, I didn't know that, but places will allow you to freeze. So let's say you're going on a trip for a month, you can call and freeze.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't really know that. So like for me, I never do monthly memberships anymore.
Yeah.
I just like, I'll just buy a la carte, like 10 classes.
Yeah. Especially if you're traveling really often, things like that, where you can't go, like don't do the monthly. Monthly is really just if you go monthly, like most of the time. But if you like, for example, my Pilates, well, now I'm traveling more often for what my sis said, but back when I wasn't, you know, I used to go consistently 3 times a week. So it would be very beneficial for me. But yeah, those are the things that can get you. It's not even just like the workout classes, is any like monthly like subscriptions, like the TV services, all of that. It just adds up.
Guys, let's say you want to do a free trial for something, put a reminder in your calendar on your phone.
Yeah.
To make sure you cancel it.
Yeah.
Like, and then some subscriptions be so hard to cancel. Do you ever try to cancel something? You have to go through loops and hoops, and they're
Loops
like,
and hoops.
email this. Like, it's not just like a button to cancel.
Yeah, I know.
So with me having a financial assistant, we actually every month I see my reports. That's something I do monthly to like compare and contrast and see where I could reduce spending. Like, did all these charges legitimate? Like, we'll go through it together. Which is a huge help on itself, but you can always just do that on your own.
Yeah.
And like look over your finances. But
you guys, another thing I want to mention, because I noticed this in Miami, especially in a place that you're traveling. I never knew this happened, but like a lot of times places like have set prices, but when you go there, they'll just say a price.
yeah.
That like for example, like my eyebrow place, I would always go to the same place and I would go to the same lady and it was like $60 for my brows, right? And then another time I go in, she's charging me $85 and I'm like, oh, did you guys raise the prices? And she's like, and she kind of just like stood there, you know, like she didn't know because she thought I was like maybe a tourist or, you know, I don't come here as often. So sometimes like I would suggest like calling and asking for the price ahead of time.
Yeah. So they can't see you and be like, oh, she's got like nice,
yeah,
a nice
like
bag,
especially
and
if you go to the place with like a nice bag or like nice things and they think you do have money, they might overcharge, especially in tourist areas.
Yeah.
So just like call ahead of time if you're like traveling or something like that, because you never know. These people like, they just be saying a number like randomly.
I know.
And
People
then
give
like
you
the
the
lady
runaround.
recognized me and they're like, oh, she always comes here. Like it's this much.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was like, I'm confused. Like what just happened? So that happens sometimes.
Yeah. So yeah, the biggest thing I've implemented this year was, like I said, lowering my monthly expenses. So I changed our home like Wi-Fi provider. I changed
Always call around and ask
insurance,
you guys.
and it's always changeable.
Don't
I changed my
never
insurance.
go with like the first place that you call.
Yeah.
Because you never know. Some people might overcharge. You know what I'm saying?
Or when you try to cancel, they'll give you a better price. They're like, no, don't go. That's happened before.
Like, oh no, I don't want it anymore. It's like, oh well, we could do this.
Even like, I think it was like a TV provider type of thing. I went to go cancel it and it was like, we can offer you like this much a month instead. Like
They do
always
that.
just try, you guys. To me, that's like girl math. That's like free money.
So one thing that can really get you guys is interest on those credit cards. That's one thing, because it adds up and they charge a pretty penny.
They do.
So always make sure, like credit cards, like for example, the one that I have, I can spend $20,000 on it. And it's like, if you can't pay the $20,000 monthly, don't spend that even though it's there, because you can't just go by paying minimum. I think a lot of people think that they can get by just paying minimum.
Or even
and you can't.
All these apps like Klarna and like, you know, Shop Pay, like the ones where you can split the payment into 4.
I
with
honestly
interest.
recommend don't doing that.
I think
if you can help that.
There's like a golden rule that says if you can't afford to buy the thing twice, don't buy it.
Don't buy it. I agree.
I see both sides, sisters. Because like, for example, I remember Kevin O'Leary, like, you know, from Shark Tank was making a video and he also said like, stop buying your $5 coffee. And I'm like, Kevin O'Leary, like for some people, like this is the highlight of our day, okay? We don't get to fly our private jets like you and all that. Like the coffee brings me joy. I get it. Like if it brings you joy, it brings you joy.
Here's how I see it. That's like your therapy. That's self-care.
Yeah.
But some people, coffee doesn't bring them joy. They're just drinking it out of habit.
Some people are like, I need my coffee, but it's like,
you can
make it at home.
Yeah. No, I get it. If coffee brings you that much happiness, listen, do it.
Cut the cost somewhere else.
Yeah, cut the cost somewhere else. And also, like you said, like if you can't buy it twice, just don't do it, or like think of a way to make more money.
I saw a girl actually make a video on,
because you're going to get yourself screwed. That's what I'm telling you. You're going to get yourself so screwed. Like the happiness that you feel, like let's say you really, really want, I don't know, this dress. Let's say you really want it and you do the payments or whatever, or you buy it off of your credit card and you're just paying minimum for it monthly. It's going to come back and bite you so hard that it's going to take out all the enjoyment from the dress. It really is. So it's like, I
think, yeah, like a lot of people see credit cards as free money.
Yeah, I'm telling you, people see credit cards as free money, and debt is the worst thing that you can do.
But I also think there's so much fear instilled in credit cards, when credit cards can be such a beneficial tool when you use them correctly. Because for so long, I was scared of credit cards.
Why?
Not saying I don't use credit cards, but I had one credit card that I would use. And I didn't want to open any other ones because I had that fear. Like I had my American Express Platinum and I would use that for everything. And then I learned about something called credit card rewards.
Oh yeah.
And
That's how they get you.
No, they don't get you if you're paying them off correctly.
No, I mean, that's how they get you to open up the credit card.
They do. But again, if you're responsible with your money, you know, you stay on top of it. Like I get so many benefits from my credit cards. I'm like the credit card encyclopedia. Tell me what you want to get for free and I'll tell you what credit card to open up to get that in your statement credit, like taken off. But that was the thing. For example, should we move on to credit cards yet?
Here's the thing. You're very responsible and that's why multiple credit cards work for you. There's people that are not responsible and that's when if you're not paying your credit card off at the time that you're supposed to pay it, you will hurt your credit score so bad. So if you're going to commit to opening multiple credit cards, make sure you're a responsible type of person that pays them all on time on the date that it's due.
I put mine on automatic.
But some people don't have that luxury.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? So it's multiple credit cards is great if you're very, very responsible. You have to be. But you are. So that's why it works for you. You know the perks, you know this and that. But I think a lot, like you said, I feel that a lot of people, especially at a younger age, and I remember this when we were first opening up credit cards, people just saw it as free money. Like I remember my friend was just like, oh, I want lubes. Like I remember back in the day, she just wanted lubes so bad. So she just got it off of her credit card. She's like, girl, I have a credit card. I could buy whatever I want. I was like, oh, God. Listen, sweetheart, like that's not how it is, you know? So I think a lot of people, especially if we have younger viewers, they see it as just like free money and it's really not because people are like, oh, I'll just pay because at the top it says minimum. Like that's how she thought she was going to get by.
It'll be like 10,000 minimum, $320.
No, she's like, I'll buy these lubes and pay like $20 a month. I'm like, girl, like.
Isn't it like 25% like is the typical interest rate? Like 24?
It's the interest and that's how she got herself screwed. She got herself literally so screwed. She ended up paying like triple the amount of the shoes. And I'm like, girl, like that's why a lot of people I feel like don't have the knowledge when it comes to credit cards and just see it as free money and it's not because interest is what's going to kill you because it's a lot of interest. It's like 20%.
Yeah.
You know? So let's say.
Speaking of the loops, I've also gotten to the point in my life, I want everything secondhand. Like literally bags, I don't care to buy bags at full price anymore. I will go to the real consignment. Like I don't need a new bag anymore. And I think that's for me, like, especially if I got them stolen. Like I'm very much like I look to buy it. Like I said, I want to buy a used car. Like you guys are gonna see my used car with the bow on it because
cars.
To me,
I feel that cars, especially like bags, they don't.
It depends on the bag.
It depends on it. Birkins is the way to go. If you can do it,
Birkins
do it.
are an investment. Yeah,
Birkins are an investment. If you can do Birkins. Do Birkins because the price and Chanel bags. If you're gonna invest in a bag, that doesn't drop value. But cars, you can get a brand new car the minute, like the millisecond you drive it off, boom, depreciates.
Exactly.
So getting it used, if it's still in great condition, is probably the better way to go.
Or even like buying secondhand jewelry or whatever. Like you basically are like not having to pay the upcharge.
Yeah.
Like that's probably what that item is worth. And guys, all of these things that you are buying online for the most part, people are getting from like Alibaba or like wholesalers. I think it's worth it to invest in stuff that, let's say it's like cut and sew, handmade in like LA or things that are handmade. Like I see like the value in that, you know, that's what you're paying for. But like, there's so many sets that you see like on these like really popular like activewear brands. Like they're literally from Alibaba.
They are.
Like $2 and they're selling it to you for like $80, y'all.
Especially, I want to say that it's especially in activewear.
But see, that's why I don't care anymore. Like that's something I've let go of. I don't care to wear like brand names. I don't care for my shoes to be this brand instead of like from TikTok shop.
A lot of it is not they're not. You're not paying for quality. You're paying for the brand name. Yeah, literally the brand name, because there's way better quality. But a lot of people, like for example, old money, they don't care about labels. It's about the quality of the clothing, and it's a pretty penny, but it lasts them. It lasts them for so long, and they're usually like a very like clean cut, neutral color. So yeah.
And so on the topic of credit cards, like I was saying, like I recently opened up a lot more credit cards just because I was using my American Express Platinum, which is still a great card. By the way, I have like a referral link. I mean, it's not like I work with them or anything, but like everybody who has one, you can like refer a friend and you can get points. I can get points. So I'll put that down below. But with my American Express, I had the Platinum card and I would use it for everything. I didn't know that different credit cards give you different rewards.
Yeah.
So the beauty, like an American Express Platinum card is the best for traveling. That and Chase Sapphire, I feel like are like the two top credit cards. But yeah, for that, like I was using at restaurants, you get 1 times back, 1 point per dollar back. Or I don't know the exact, what I'm trying to say is, but I opened up American Express Gold card because in my head too, I'm like platinum, ooh, I'm bougie. Like let me use my platinum card everywhere because it's pretty. The Gold card.
That one's more for like restaurants.
That one's for grocery and restaurants.
Yes.
So I was using my Platinum card at restaurants, at grocery stores to earn gas stations when I didn't know, like, for example, other credit cards give you back better cash back or points. And you can use those points to book flights, to book hotels.
Platinum is the best for traveling and flights.
And let me take it a step further. I started following a lot of these like travel pages. So I used to just buy the ticket off of the American Express portal, like using the points, and I'd get a couple $100s off. You can actually transfer. I'll put a link. I'm gonna find the Instagram video I watched and link it for you guys down below. But you can transfer your points to partnering websites. Like you can transfer your American Express points to like Emiratis. Is that Emirates? Emirates. Or you can transfer it through Amex to like Air France, and you get such a better deal. You can shop for your flight through points. You can toggle on points. And for example, you can get like a first class flight to France for like 60,000 points.
Yeah.
Like you can pay, it's like free money.
Yeah.
So I would always think that like, how are people always flying around the world in their first class pod? Credit card points, bro.
Yeah. I would suggest like, see what you do most often. For example, if you travel a lot, Platinum is best for you. If you eat out and go to grocery stores a lot, the Gold is better for you. Just different. But I don't want people, like for example, anytime you go to a store like Sephora, Macy's, they offer you a credit card, Victoria's Secret. It's always like, do you want to open a credit card? And just don't say sure to all of them and have like 28 credit cards.
I said sure to one.
It depends on, you have to see what you use most often, how much you spend most often, and get a credit card for those.
Yes. I wasn't able to get my Amazon Prime card just yet because I didn't realize I've opened 2 credit cards in the span of like a few months. So you can't open a bunch.
Yeah.
At once.
Because some people don't know that when you do open a new credit card, it drops your credit score for a period of time.
Until you pay off
Anytime
those cards,
they pull your credit to check anything for, you know, a home or a car or whatever you're trying to purchase, anytime they pull your credit score drops. So you have to be careful with like the time managing also. So if you're like looking to, for example, rent an apartment soon and they need to pull up your score, they need to see your statements, I wouldn't open a credit card and then go try to rent an apartment within that time span. So you have to be careful with that too. Because with the credit score, you can increase it, of course, but it could also drop very easily. So you have to be very, very careful with that. Always pay it on time, and don't think you can get by with like the minimum, for sure.
Yeah. And also I think people don't realize how many perks come with certain credit cards.
Yeah.
So you guys know with the robbery recently, for me booking that plane ticket through American Express, it gave me like that card alone gave me protection without having to purchase additional insurance. You know, when you check out and it's like, do you want to insure your flight?
Yeah.
I didn't do that. But because I purchased it through my American Express Platinum card, it like now I have to file a claim with them and they're going to give me some money back, which, you know, not every credit card has these points. That's why I think it's beneficial to have certain travel credit cards if you're somebody who travels. But with American Express Platinum, it has a $695 annual fee.
Yeah.
But you get a lot of perks. I personally think the perks are worth it.
It's worth, if you're somebody like the Platinum one is really if you travel often. So you get a lot of perks like Clear. Clear alone is like 200 lounges. Like lounges.
Global entry.
Uber. You get Uber. Like
I get like $15 I think a month, $20 a month.
Equinox,
Uber.
you get
Equinox credit.
Yeah. So it's like
Hulu and Peacock.
Yeah.
I get for free through my American Express. So
so you do get perks that if you are going to use it, it does add up to be, I don't think it's $695, but it adds up pretty close to it. So you're pretty much like, it pays itself
I use the
off.
full $695.
But for somebody that like, I don't think the platinum is great. I'll just say it. Like, if it's not great if you're not traveling.
It's a travel card.
It's a travel
to
card.
Me too,
so if you're somebody that doesn't really travel often or maybe once a year, you probably won't get the best bang for your buck. But it's a cute card. So if you just want to get it for cuteness.
Also, like, for me, let me give you guys a little hack, okay? So what you do when it's time to pay that $695, you give them a call. And you go, I'm thinking about canceling the card.
Oh my goodness.
Thinking about switching to Chase. I just feel like the perks are a little better. Boom. Either they'll make you not have to pay the fee.
Really?
I got 60,000 points.
Wow.
That's what you do. You have to be strategic, y'all. We're
American
being rich
Express
bitches here.
is going to report this video.
Oh my God. Watch
She
me,
didn't say that.
Oh my God. Like, watch me never get like an American Express.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm your biggest advocate, okay? American Express. I tell all my friends, I'm like, get American Express.
I love American Express.
do. But like,
I went to their event in Miami.
They had an event in New York too.
Oh yeah. It was so nice.
It's so fun. Yeah, but they're not going to let me in because they're like,
you're going to be banned from
I know, literally,
American
I'm
Express.
like, I'm thinking about it. No. But like, no, seriously, like you can negotiate these things. Like, because I've been a loyal member to them since 2018. So like, they don't want to lose me as I pay my credit card on time.
Maybe that's why they did it for you. I don't think like
no,
the first.
if it's your first year, probably won't waive it. You can always downgrade the card too, because they'll give you that option. Like, do you want to downgrade to the golds?
Oh.
Or even they have other ones. Like they have so many cards. But hey guys, a lot of people use credit card points. That's why I have certain cards for certain things to maximize my points and my cash back.
Yeah.
Definitely transferring your points to portals is like the biggest thing I've seen. We have some international flights coming up and I purchased them I transferred my Amex points to Iberia. So I literally got such a good rate on our international flights. So yeah, I think that's like
for
the
sure.
biggest
International travel, especially if you're going to travel internationally, it really helps.
And then, like I said, I would personally get the built credit card if I was renting. Yeah. I keep pushing Yasmin to do it, but
another thing I definitely want to say about renting is have money saved up before you move out. Like
people don't realize.
Yeah. I really, truly, wholeheartedly stack up at least 6 months. Like have that cushion before you move.
I think 6 months is good.
At least like 6 months is bare minimum. You should have your expenses stacked up for 6 months. Like work hard, stay at home, whatever you got to do, but don't just go rent like aimlessly, because that's how a lot of people get screwed.
And for me, like purchasing a home, do you know what's one thing I envy about people who rent versus owning a home? Are your utilities a fixed rate?
Not all. Not all.
That just turned me on. No, literally, like
no, I know. Not all of them. I will say that Florida, Miami, there's more utilities than LA. LA gets you with all this. I remember LA, I paid for hot water and just regular water.
Oh, really?
Bills. Like when I was renting in LA, there were so many. I paid I think all my bills would be over $500 a month on top of just the rent.
Wasn't
the
fixed?
rent.
Like I hear it's like $60 utilities.
No, that happens in Miami.
Oh, that's nice.
Miami is pretty much fixed except for electric. Your electric, your water is fixed in Miami, which I really like. Here it's not. Here you have to pay for everything.
I will say that was the hardest part of becoming a new homeowner for me. And luckily our neighborhood has a group chat, but I didn't know what was normal or not. Yeah. Because I've never owned a 5-bedroom. Like obviously a 5-bedroom home is going to be way more expensive for the electric versus an apartment. So I would for me, it was always a guessing game every month. I'm like, am I overpaying? Am I paying a lot? I have to ask around. And then everybody had different answers.
Ask around. You have to ask
but then
around.
Everybody has different answers. Because some people charge an electric car. Some people heat their pool all day. Everybody. So that was hard for me. I'm like, am I overpaying? I didn't even realize I was paying so much for gas. And that's how I found out our gas needed to be fixed. Yeah. So if you're in an apartment, you don't have to worry about that mental burden on top of it. Maybe my solar panels need to be cleaned. Maybe my gas pipe is broken. You don't have to play a guessing game.
I know.
I have a leak.
I know.
The apartment will handle that for you.
That really is what keeps me renting. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I have such a love-hate with this whole renting thing right now because...
You're paying for convenience. Just think of that.
I am paying for convenience. I am. But I've been renting for years. Years. And thinking if you add all that up, I could have I could have had a house.
Have you heard of house hacking?
What?
Paula taught me about it. I think it's so cool. It's where you buy like a duplex and you live on one side and you rent out the other side, and that pays off the mortgage.
Guys, can I be real with you guys? I love high the high rise. Like even like
I know it is.
I
beautiful.
like a nice home with like a family. Like when I think of my home, I think of like family. But me by myself, I need to be up high in the sky with the lawn.
No, literally, no, I feel that.
No,
like
but like
nice
I
view.
really like that. I really love that. I will say.
Yeah.
You can buy an apartment. You can. I was thinking about it. I can't buy my personal one. I don't think he wants to sell it. But there's a lot of you can buy an apartment if you want.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, what do I do? Like rent it out?
Yeah.
It's an option. It's definitely an option.
I want to finish off this episode talking about stocks and retirement because that's another thing I really honed in on this year.
Yeah.
So this is an app I discovered because I worked with them a few years ago. It's called Acorns.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, I think I've talked about them a bunch. But Acorns really was just such an easy way for me to save my money. I'm someone, I like things that I don't have to think about. So with Acorns, it's a free app. I'll put my referral link down below, but you can set on there. There's two things I like about it. They have a thing called roundups. So you connect your credit cards, and let's say I just bought a coffee for $5.80. It will round it up to the nearest dollar. It will take that 20 cents and automatically invest and save it and put it in my savings and invest it for me.
That's amazing.
So literally I've had that running since I started working with them like 2-3 years ago. And I have reoccurring. I think you can set as low as $5 a week to be saved, put in your savings account. So I think I put like $20 a week and like I just completely hands off. I looked, it's in the double digits now.
Wow, that's amazing.
And it's investing it in the stock market for you. And you can pick if you want to invest aggressively, moderately, like, so that was my thing. People would always tell you, invest. And I'm like, bitch, how?
Yeah.
How? Like there's no,
that's the
how
thing. A lot
to
of people
invest.
say invest and you're like, okay,
In
and
what?
And they don't have an answer.
And what? So I'm telling you right now, Acorns was so easy for me. You can also create kids accounts on there. So I have all the kids. And those are things I don't have to think about. So just having that on the side. I also invest. There's things like Fidelity, UBS, Morgan Stanley. So for me, I would always kind of just like look at my bank account, right? And I look at my checking account and I just wanted to see a huge number in there. And that made me feel good. When it's like money that's just sitting in your bank account is doing nothing for you. Money that's just sitting there is doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But a majority of my money, I have it in a savings account that has a 5.5% return. So with that money, it's called a money market account. Have you heard of money market? So pretty much what's in that savings account is just being invested. I have a financial advisor at Morgan Stanley who's like investing my money for me, but I see like the return I made in a day. I'm like, I made, this much money additional today for doing nothing, literally just for keeping my money in a certain account. Yeah. So I think that's one thing that like I was never really taught. Because, our family, like our dad is really into real estate, buying property. So
I feel like the older generation typically is, yeah.
And do they even have stocks and stuff like in the countries that we're from?
Yeah, like stocks has always been a thing.
Like
you have to be smart with it because you can lose a lot of money in stocks as well.
But for me, I don't just invest in like individual companies. I just do like the S&P top 500 companies. So, I mean, it's really not that hard. I feel like investing is very daunting. Because we think of the people that like invest or they'll be like crypto. I don't do crypto and all that. I don't like things that I don't know for sure. The stock market has, for so many years proved itself to return about 10, 20% a year. So that's why I feel comfortable putting my money into that. But yeah, just having your money sitting in a regular savings account with no annual return. Yeah. Some saving accounts, like I had an account that was taking like 12 cents from me a month. When you could put it in an account that's giving you 5% back a year, why wouldn't you do it?
Yeah.
So it's very simple. And then also my retirement is also being invested as well. Maxing out your retirement. For me, I have a SEP IRA, so I don't know how it is for if you're on payroll. I think it's a little different. But maxing that out so you can write that off of your tax. Literally as a business owner, you write that off your taxes. Yeah. So like, that's the thing, guys, the companies you're working for, that's like paying your insurance. They're not doing it out of the kindness of their heart. They're writing it off on their taxes and their payroll fees and all that. Yeah. So yeah, just like learning, like literally, I'm just like, oh my God. Or like rich people buying like paintings and stuff like
they're all investments and they're paid off.
Literally, a super wealthy person can buy a painting for like 300,000 and go put it in like a public library, and they can literally write off a month.
Yeah.
You learn so much. Like
Yeah,
the rich get richer.
Yes. And if you think about it, a lot of people that have a lot of money, like the wealthy, they don't stupid spend. Like they won't just go buy, a painting with no name. They buy like very valuable things that appreciate in value, and they can also write off the taxes. There are great things you can like invest in. Watches are great to invest in, certain bags. But yeah, there are certain things that just don't appreciate and you're just losing.
I also just think it's important to look at what's worth your time, because that was another thing I really worked on this year. I think figuring out like how much your time is worth, because time is money. I think that's the thing with like uber wealthy people, not even uber wealthy people, but like what I see with wealthy people, they view their time as an asset.
Yeah.
They're not like, well, I can do this, so I'm going to do it to save money. They don't think like that, because anybody can, for example, clean their own home.
Yeah.
But to them, they're like, I can pay someone $20 an hour to do this, so I can go make $100 an hour.
Well, that depends on what type of like tax bracket you're in and
that's
how
what I'm
busy
saying. But
you are.
I'm talking about myself, because honestly, I felt like I didn't have many resources to look at. I couldn't. That's why I started following some young like women entrepreneurs who are like open about their finances.
Yeah.
So I can kind of see like, oh, like I have something to look at, because like what's relatable to somebody could not be relatable to somebody else.
Yeah.
For me, again, like just take my advice from a grain of salt. Like I'm in a different situation, but for me, I do feel like it is valuable for a lot of people, because they're like, well, I can clean my own home. Why pay, $100 to get my house clean? But it's like, what could you be doing in that 2 hours that it would take a cleaning company to clean your home? Could you be doing something that will make you more than that?
Yeah.
Then for me, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Could you be, let's say you're a content creator, maybe in that 2 hour time span,
you could have
filmed a video that brought you back 200 instead of paying 100.
Yeah.
It's like seeing time value, seeing what's worth it and what's not.
For your life.
Outsourcing,
but for your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, when I come here, I usually always get a blowout. And that is because I want my hair to look a certain way, so I don't have to worry about my hair while I'm, doing this or going to events and this and that. But when I'm home and I'm not maybe shooting or going to events, I do my own hair. So it just depends on your lifestyle and what makes sense for you.
Right.
Because some people like, they have the time.
For me too, like paying for Ubers, like I hate sometimes paying for an Uber, but sometimes to me, I'm like paying for an Uber if Mel can't drive me is kind of buying me more time. Because in that hour I would spend driving, I'm editing. Yeah, I'm responding to emails. Yeah. I'm commenting back to my followers, which that technically doesn't make me money, but it engages me, creates some more connection to my followers. Taking content. Or even just giving your mind a second to breathe so you can have more energy and creativity to pour into other things. So for me, it's really important to see like what could you outsource to bring you more time to make more money.
Yeah.
Because again, I think that's kind of like a lack mindset to be like, you're paying for someone to do your hair. You can do it yourself and save money. That is true. But the convenience that getting this blowout brought me doubled what I paid for this income, for this hair. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
No, I agree with you. Because when you're getting services done, you're able to do something else. While if you just did the service yourself, your time would be gone.
So I always preach for multiple streams of income. So
it depends on how much of your energy you can give to it. I feel like you do a good balance of giving like good energy to all of your things. But I feel like sometimes for certain people, if they just go gung-ho on one, like this is my baby, this is my dream, that works for them better. So it's all about like your personal preference. Because some people have multiple businesses, but they're only pouring in like 20% in every business.
No, I'm not saying multiple business. You can definitely do it on a small scale. So let's say you have your 9-to-5 job. You can also take on like some freelance work. Maybe you're a writer.
Yeah.
And you write a few like blog posts a week.
Yeah, especially I feel like now in this day and age with this economy, like you definitely need multiple. Like it's not just one job
affiliate
anymore.
links. Anybody can get an affiliate link. I actually see Pinterest is very like lucrative, which I'm not like really active on Pinterest like that. But anybody can open like a Pinterest account and you can get affiliate links from so many different like websites. That's not just for influencers, like anybody. Just look it up. You can find affiliate links. Yeah. You get like, let's say 10% commission and you can make a post on Pinterest that goes viral. Like let's say you post nails and you like link your affiliate link to the nails or the color that you're using and you get sales from that. And like, there's so many ways, you guys, so many ways.
And a lot of ways to make money. Like you can just set it up. Like initially it will be a lot of work, but once it's up, like you'll just be making money off of it continuously, you know? So.
Now that's another thing I changed with my thought process is thinking long-term. Also savings accounts for my kids, like a 529.
Savings is learning very, about 529. Very important.
Yes.
Guys, don't spend all that you make. Like definitely
Unless you can write it off your taxes. See, if it's a tax write-off, it's worth doing. I preach
saving over half. Yeah. Try to save over half of what you make.
And I think also having a savings account kind of gives you more, like I said, confidence. So let's say you want to buy something, instead of just taking it straight out of your checking account and you're kind of like, oh my God, like I'm spending. If you have like a clear savings account for your fund spending, you feel more safe spending from it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I'm not taking money, like just being more on it with your budget and being more strategic. Budgeting is
very important.
For me now, I'm just kind of thinking like long-term scale. Like I have so many, that's ultimately what I want to end up doing with my life. Like when I'm older and stuff, I want to be like investing. Like I want to be like an investor in companies and brands. I really want to hone in on like young women who want to like be entrepreneurs and I don't know, mentor them,
especially
invest in
women,
them.
like get clear with your finances, like have a good handle on your finances. I think that's one thing that like a lot of times like some women like overlook, but it's very important. Like have your own bank account, have your own money, you know, like make sure you have a good understanding of your finances.
I personally feel like, again, finances is just things that just women don't talk about. And I also think it's because historically, not even historically, but the older generation put into us that money is a private matter. Like don't speak about your finances. Do not speak about your income. Don't speak about any of that stuff. But when you think about it, they say that, like for example, YouTube, I guess it was like an unspoken rule that you weren't allowed to talk about your AdSense, remember? But I don't think there's like an official rule. I just feel like we just kind of thought we couldn't speak about our AdSense because it's like against the rules. It's so, we don't see the pay discrepancy. Yeah. It's so men, like imagine if a man told you, well, I'm making 50 an hour while you're making 20 an hour.
But that's usually how it is. Like
that's
men
what it
make
is.
more money an hour.
We need transparency in the finance world. That's why I'm like, let's talk about it. When I'm with my girlfriends, we talk about that stuff. Yeah. This is how much this brand pays me. This is how much I'm getting paid per 1,000 views on YouTube. I think it's important for us to be open about this because if we're not, that's how we get the runaround. That's how we like, again, when men are together, they talk finances. They talk investments. Yeah. Women, it's like, we're like, hush, hush. Why be hush, hush? Like, let's teach each other. Let's teach each other a thing or two. Yeah. You know?
For sure.
Again, we'd love to see your guys' opinion on like,
and what if you guys have any ideas
or any tips, tricks, things that you discovered and leaving them down below and we can have an open discussion.
Yes, for sure. If there's something we forgot to cover, if there's something we forgot to cover in this episode and you guys want us to talk about it next time, definitely comment below. We're always looking at your comments and taking your suggestions.
Yeah, for me personally, my little spark notes for you guys, just to like summarize everything. If you're a freelancer,
LLC,
be an entity, be a business, operate as such. Yes. One thing I'm changing, I'm buying a used car in cash. I'm not doing no finance, no lease, no nothing. I don't want to deal with that anymore. Be smart with your credit card. See where you spend the most and find a credit card that will give you benefits like perks and points from that. Yes. Because dude, I see so many times I'm at a restaurant, my friend pulls out a debit card. I'd be ready to slam my head against the wall.
No, guys, don't use debit cards. Credit cards to build that credit.
Not even build the credit. Get your 3 times points back. You're spending the money anyway.
Points is important. Points is important, but I'm telling you, in this United States of America, credit score is very important. And I'm telling you, a lot of people get scared of the word credit score because they think they have to spend so much money and do so much to get a great credit score. But all you have to do is make a purchase and pay it on time. The purchase can be literally $5.
Yes.
Make it on time. Definitely don't overspend on your credit cards.
Oversee your spending. Do an audit.
Yes.
Monthly audit. I check my credit cards.
I would say don't go a week without checking your bank statements.
No, I check my banks. I check
nightly
my credit
if you
card
can.
Nightly. I check that
nightly
stuff
if you
nightly.
can. Yes.
But I think you should definitely do like a full on, let's sit down maybe with your partner and see like, where are we spending a lot and how can we cut it back? Yeah. Call around. Can I get a cheaper rate on my Wi-Fi? Can I get a cheaper rate on my insurance? You know, be smart with your money. You work hard for your money. Keep as much of it as you can.
Yeah.
So that's
and don't get in a position where you have to like pay interest. Definitely try to pay off your credit cards on time in full, because that will help your credit. Like, don't think that, oh, you know, I'm able to spend this much, so I'm just going to do it anyways. If you're not able to pay it off or mostly off, at least mostly off, don't spend on your credit card. Just don't do it.
Ask questions. If something looks wrong, it probably is. Again, money just sitting in your bank account for a 0% interest
Have
rate.
money work for you.
Is doing nothing. And again, investment. I'm telling you, I think the easiest way for all of you guys to do investments right now is Acorns. That's what I'm saying. But if you're ready to get to like a different caliber, UBS, Fidelity, I'm at Morgan Stanley, love Morgan Stanley.
And definitely save up, guys.
Yeah.
Like, don't spend every dollar that you make or most of the money that you make. Like, definitely, I would say if you can, save over half. Because a lot of people are not in the position to do that, obviously, because of life expenses. But I've seen so many times people make money and just spend it on random like purchases.
I said, if you stay on top of a budget, you'll usually feel more confident with what you're spending.
Like, don't get me wrong, have money to enjoy, but budget money to enjoy.
Girl math, for me, I don't like thinking, I do like to cut costs, but I also think, how can I make more?
How can I make more? Yeah, for sure.
How can I make money off of buying coffee every day? Especially with social media.
Social media, post it.
Post it. My coffee addiction.
Post your coffee.
But yeah, guys, like there's just so many things that we want to talk about. You know, like I said, there's so many things that I'm learning myself. And you just feel more confident when you're with your spending, when you just feel like you have some more education with it.
Yeah, for sure.
So I watch so many podcasts. I'm gonna link down below to a girl I love watching. She kind of opened my eyes a lot. Her name is Nisha. I've sent you a few of her videos, but she has very educational videos. But yeah, that's like what I watch now. I love seeing how people spend their money, their advice. So yeah, guys, I hope let us know what you guys have to say down below. I would love to hear it.
Yes. And we hope you guys enjoyed and learned a couple things.
Yes. Again, girl math, the more I save, the more I can spend. So. That's mine. No, you guys enjoy your life still, please.
Yes, for sure. That's play money. I literally have a chunk of money that is just for you to just enjoy, because that's very important.
And things aren't permanent. Seasons of life, I think that's also important. This might be a season where you're saving and you can't really.
I did that. Right before I moved to Miami, I had a season of I'm just stacking up right now. Yeah. I was in a stack up phase of my life, and
Nothing's permanent.
Yeah. And I just knew that if I wanted to make that step, because a lot of times, even when you move out, people don't realize this, even hiring people to put together furniture or putting things up, or even the stuff that you need to buy for your home.
When you buy a new home, blinds don't even come with the house.
Oh my gosh,
window treatments are $10,000.
I'll never ever forget this. And this is an inside joke between Amin and I, our brother. Is remember back in the day there was MTV Cribs.
Yeah.
And there was this one, they had a huge mansion, and the guys, it was a bunch of guys living in there. I don't know if they were rappers. I don't remember what they were. But they were we spent all the money in the house. We don't have money for the fridge, because they didn't have a fridge in the house. That was just an inside joke. But no, people don't understand that yes, buying a home or an apartment is an expense, but don't forget the expense of the furniture. You know what I'm saying? Because that might be a down payment right there, just the furniture.
Especially from people who are just moving out for the first time, they forget they have to buy paper towels now.
Yeah.
And laundry detergent.
Yes. I'm telling you, this is my advice, before moving out, have at least 6 months stacked up. However long that takes you, if you can, if you have the luxury of being able to, live at home, have that much stacked.
No, that's the thing, guys. Social media is not real life. I think a lot of people compare their lives to influencers and all that stuff. Personally, that's one thing I hate about the influencer culture is the overconsumption. I really do. You don't need a million products and all that. You need your face wash and your moisturizer and your sunscreen.
I stopped doing that.
Yeah, you don't need a
honestly,
million. Like,
it was
it's like, also a lot on your mental, like just clutter and so many things. Like,
no, like even using so much like different types of skincare and stuff like that, it like does harm to your skin. It's not good. Like having your go-tos, like products that you absolutely love is the best.
Yeah, like keeping up with the Joneses is really gonna get you. That's one thing I don't care about anymore. Like I do not care. I don't care to come off a certain way, or for you guys to think I'm like my car is nice and my purses are nice. Like I purchase things now for me. I don't care what it looks like to the like I don't care anymore.
A lot of people do it for like other people.
Yeah, or the clout or the like who cares, y'all? Like literally I personally would rather see that money working for me and being in my like investment account or seeing my money in businesses. That to me is impressive. I don't think it's impressive that you have a Van Cleef bracelet. When a girl tells me, like I met a girl and she's like, yeah, me and my boyfriend bought a Dunkin' Donuts franchise. I was like, yeah, I'm still thinking about her. I'm not thinking about her Van Cleef bracelet. I'm thinking about the fact that she owns a Dunkin' Donuts. And if I saw this girl on the street, I would never think that. Yeah. Like that's amazing. Yeah. That's a girl boss.
No, I agree.
That's a girl boss.
I completely agree. I believe that large expenses like that, unless you can, like, don't get me wrong, saving up for a birthday or like a gift, a Christmas gift, anniversary gift, whatever, that's very sweet. But if you're just trying to buy luxury items like that just to look a certain way unless you can buy it twice or 3 times, don't do it. Like then it's not, you're really like hurting yourself at the end of the day, you know?
See, I feel like we kept talking after saying we're going to wrap it up. Again, like this is just a very passionate topic for us. Yes. But we hope this video gave you some insights. Again, I have a few links for you guys down below of things I recommend, things that help me. But yeah, we love you guys so much.
Thank you guys for watching. We hope you enjoyed.
And we'll see you again for our next video.
Bye, loves.
Bye.